Hey, good morning, fellow YouTubers. My name is Bistragini, and we're at the New York Auto Show. In case you guys don't know who I am, I provide car content. I provide up close and personal footage of exotics, classics, and customs. So, New York Auto Show has a lot of that to offer. We're probably first going to go through the main manufacturer, see what kind of new cars they have. There's also a custom section here as well, and then they also have a classic section, which I'm pretty excited about. So, all right, let's get to it. So check these out. This totally looks like a new design for these cars here. So it's very, very interesting. Next we got the Grenadiers.
Not that.
So the first section here is Ford. We're just going to do a general walkthrough of this area. Look at that Mustang. So check out the interior of this Mustang here. Very nice. You notice how they have the really wide screen that's becoming more, that's kind of more ubiquitous with all the other vehicles. Ooh, how about this wrap? Now that is a really nice color scheme there on this Bronco. Yeah, check out that pinstrip action with that color scheme. That's really sweet. Here we have the Bronco Strop Edition. Oh, what a beautiful spec on that. I love how you have the red, white, and blue color scheme there. Yeah, this is a very beautiful Bronco. Alright, this walkthrough should be it for Ford. So I'm just going to go and Just get the rest of these cars here. Hey everybody, so we just got done the Ford section. There were a couple of nice rides there. The Mustang was really sweet, that new Mustang, and also that Bronco. There are a couple of Broncos there that were really nice. And right behind me, you got some really beautiful Corvettes over there. You got that blue and the orange one there, and then you got a couple others there. So this is a Chevy section, so let's get to it. So check out this fresh, beautiful Corvette E-Ray 2LZ. Look at that color. And look at the body of this car. This is beautiful. Oh, absolutely gorgeous. So check out this beautiful Corvette Stingray 3LT Coupe. Look at that color. You know, Vets always look good in red. They've always looked good in red. And this car is no exception. Now you cannot go to the New York Auto Show with a convertible Corvette without sitting in it. And look at this beautiful interior. Look at that. And as I mentioned before, my fellow YouTubers, you notice this kind of console here. It's kind of reminiscent a little bit of the Lamborghini Aventador and also the Porsche Carrera GT. You have this kind of, you know, really kind of pronounced console here, and it just kind of gives the car a sportier look.
The air will enter through the front vents, the air exits the hood, flows over the roof, and then ultimately it hits a potent ring to make it the king of downforce with that carbon fiber aero package.
So this is a Corvette ZR1, and this is the top of the line Corvette. So this car goes 0 to 60 in 2.3 seconds, top speed of 233 miles an hour. So this car will definitely give any of the supercars and even some of the hypercars a run for their money. Yeah, so as some of the bystanders were saying, you know, look at how wide those tires are, and you have the quad exhaust. But the big thing are those tires. So again, this car is just meant to go absurdly fast. I mean, even fast for a Corvette. And then of course, look at the specs. Look at the blue wheels. So this is really a beautiful, beautiful vet, and definitely one that can easily compete with its European counterparts, and probably leave them in the dust. Beautiful ride. Hey everyone, hope you're all having a good time. So just a couple things about this Corvette behind me. So this is a ZR1, as I was mentioning earlier, and also as one of the representatives was also mentioning, which I did get. Is that this car is meant to like just blow the doors off, you know, your run-of-the-mill Ferraris, Lamborghinis, and McLarens, like the Huracans and maybe the 720Ss. This thing has like over 1,000 horsepower. I think it's 1,086. I think, but again, the figures are crazy on this car. So this car goes 0 to 60 in 2.3 seconds. Top speed of 233 miles an hour. What else? And it's also got a twin turbo. So I think this is the first car of its kind to have a twin turbo, the first Corvette to have a twin turbo. I believe that's what she had said. I'll have to double check that. But yeah, because I believe most of these are naturally aspirated. One other factor is this has a flat plane V8, whereas, you know, in the past the Corvettes have had the cross plane. You know, most of the muscle cars have also been cross plane too. So this definitely is something kind of well out of the ordinary, but definitely a beautiful and stunning Corvette ZR1 here. Hey, so one slight correction, my fellow YouTubers. This car actually has 1,064 horsepower, so not quite 1,086, but it's still absurdly fast and will blow the doors off most of its competition. All right, so we're just gonna go through the SUV and crossover section of Chevy real quick. crossovers over here. That's a nice color. Alright. Alright, we're just gonna get some of the trucks here, some of the pickups here. And that's a nice color. I'm really feeling the blue. Ooh, look at this. Ooh, that's hot. Get some of these Equinoxes. Ooh, look at this. Now that is a nice color.
Sub 7-minute track time at the iconic New Marine. It boasts a 5.2-liter V8 and produces over 800 horsepower, so definitely make sure you check that vehicle out. Now, if adventure's your game, then look no further than the new Bronco Sport. It's been enhanced with a larger center display screen, but the big story this year, vehicles in America and employs the most hourly workers in the United States. And to celebrate that, we have our For America.
Alright, so this is the Nissan section. So, you know, we're probably going to just get a real kind of bird's eye overview of Nissan. Alright, so we're going to get just a general walkthrough. Well, a walkthrough of the cars in this row over here.
The only difference is it's literally the same engine. It's just this one. It was
I like that color. Got the Nissan Murano. Yeah, check out the Nissan Z. It's a flagship sports model here. Look at that. Beautiful. Nissan Z. And then we'll finish up Nissan with the orange Z up top there. So this, my friends, is a Koenigsegg Grenadier, and I am so happy to see this. I was actually afraid that it was going to be the same cars as last year, which is fine. They had a good selection. The last year they had the Gemera, and that's a nice car too. I'm just not big on the sedans, particularly as a sports car. And I'm going to kind of walk around here so we can kind of get a better look. But this car is absolutely beautiful. I mean, especially when you look at it in person. I really can't describe it, because I'm sure a lot of you guys that watch, you know, hypercars, you know, on YouTube, on the television or on your computer screen, you see them, but you know, you just can't compare to seeing it in person. Oh my goodness, and the door opens up like that, which I knew, but yeah, you just really cannot put in the words how beautiful this car is in person. So, hey guys, I just had to get myself in front of this Koenigsegg here, but as I was saying, this car actually doesn't even have like a standard transmission. What I mean by that is there's no shifting it. It's just one gear. You just go. That's the way the Grenadier is. I can't recall exactly what Koenigsegg did, you know, in order to build that, or what exactly. I just know it has one gear basically. It just goes. It's kind of funny seeing this thing race. You know, when it's in Sweden on the drag strip and it's racing other cars, it just goes and there's no shifting. Like every other car shifts. This car doesn't even shift. But this car, I would have guessed it's definitely in the millions. I guess 3 million. Of course, it might even gone up because these cars tend to appreciate. But anyway, I'm just so happy to see a Koenigsegg Grenadier here. This car is so beautiful, guys, and yeah, you definitely want to come to the New York Auto Show if you're in town. It definitely is worth it. I was a little skeptical because I was afraid I'd see the same cars, but just seeing this here has made my day. Such a beautiful, gorgeous Koenigsegg Grenadier. Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it. Hey, so one other thing I want to add, my man here was really generous. He actually took my camera and was able to pan the whole interior of this Koenigsegg, so props to him for that. So maybe when I get monetized, he can get a little cut. In any case, I'm just really happy that I was able to see this Koenigsegg in person. Such a beautiful car. Guys, I don't want to say goodbye to this Koenigsegg, but I'm going to. So goodbye, beautiful Koenigsegg, and hello, Porsche. That's nice Porsche, though. That's a nice color for a Porsche. Look at that. So we're just going to keep on going down this road here. So we got Lotus. It's a Lotus S. I don't think I've ever seen a Lotus SUV before. That's interesting. I kind of like the yellow brake calipers. And this, ooh, that's a nice looking Lotus now. See, I know when I think Lotus, I think sports car. So I think this is an Exige. I'm guessing this is an Exige. But that is a really beautiful color. Look at that. Check it out, my friends. This is the new Lamborghini Temerario. And this car replaces the Huracan. And look at her. Very interesting. So check it out, my YouTube friends. This right here is the Lamborghini Temerario. And this car is the Huracan replacement. Now, the funny thing is, I saw this car in its camouflage form, and I couldn't stand it. I actually hated this car. I'm thinking, you know, it doesn't look nearly as good as the Huracan. It doesn't sound nearly as good. I did not like this car at all. But seeing it in person, it does look good. It's gonna take a little bit. It's gonna take a little bit for it to grow on me, but it does look nice. This color, you know, with specced out in white with the red brake calipers, it does look nice. It's not a bad looking car. It does look good. And come to think of it, I think it actually does look a little bit better than the Huracan. It's gonna take a little bit of time for the car to grow on me. Hey, so anyway, continuing what I was saying, so this car has absurd performance specs. So it's similar to the Revolto. It's got a hybrid system in it. So I think this car produces, I think, 925 horsepower. It's definitely something up in the lower nines. It's an absurdly powerful car, and it revs to 11,000 RPM. So this is a whole other animal altogether. So when you think of Lamborghini, you typically think naturally aspirated. You know, this actually, I think this car has a twin turbo too. So it has a twin turbo and a hybrid. So yeah, this is an absurdly fast car. The funny thing is, I would think it's also lighter than the Revolto. So a part of me thinks, I kind of wonder if this car would give the Revolto a run for its money. I don't know, but it's really great to see this car here. So yeah, just looking at this car, yeah, it doesn't look bad. It is a nice looking car. Again, I think I'm probably comparing it unfairly to the Revolto, because the Revolto is just an absolutely beautiful car, and this doesn't look bad though. It'll grow on me. And these lights are very interesting. I don't think Lambo at all with these lights, but I think they look nice. Actually, I gotta say, I kind of do like this design. I wasn't so fond of the hexagonal lights. I thought that was a little bit extra, but now that I see them in person, I think they do look really nice. All right, we'll say goodbye to the Temerario and another Porsche. There's an electric Porsche SUV. We're gonna go and finish this section up here. Got another Porsche SUV. Oh, that's a nice color. And look at the lights. Very interesting design with the Porsche lights there.
R8 SL Black Series.
So you got the Lamborghini Urus, looking pretty strong in orange. So that is a beautiful Porsche. Look at that. I love that color scheme. And this looks like an older Porsche. I really can't tell actually, but that's a gorgeous looking Porsche. Wow, look at that Ferrari. Well, that is absolutely beautiful.
Some with sort of the bigger side fence, yeah, whether it's 50 million or something.
Yeah, that is one of the most beautiful Ferraris I've seen. There we go. Pan back out. So check out this Rimac concept car. Look at the shape of this. This looks way better than the Nevera in my opinion. Look at this. What a beautiful looking car. What a beautiful chassis. Very unique. And speaking of the Nevera, here is the Rimac Nevera. So no offense, Nevera. I know that when I said the other car looked better, this still looks really, really stunning. Very beautiful design and wickedly fast, especially since it's all electric. I'll see if I can get both cars in the background there. Yep, look at that. So which do you guys like better? The bus, the old school bus, or the Ferrari SF90 Stradale? And the funny thing is, you know, as I progressed in my YouTube career, I've kind of become a little bit more in love with the classics. So for me, believe it or not, that bus actually could, give this Ferrari a run for its money in terms of, desire. Well, actually not. I'm just joking. No, I'd probably take the Ferrari any day. But I have definitely learned to appreciate classics a lot more. But yeah, this car looks beautiful in blue. Look at her. Wow. Hey, so check it out, everyone. This is the Ferrari SF90 Stradale. So I drove this car in Vegas. It was the red one they had out there. I drove this in Vegas, and it was easily the fastest car I ever drove. The car was absurdly fast. And I definitely want to drive it again if I get the chance, but this car looks absolutely beautiful in blue. And this one might be a different model of the SF90 than the one I drove, because it does look something more aggressive. Anyway, let's move on here. So we got a really strong looking Porsche here. And look at the vents on this. This is really aggressive looking. Then right next to that, looks like a Ford GT. That is beautiful. Look at that. Stunning. So I just want to get this row of cars here. Yeah, but that Ford GT is absolutely beautiful. Hey y'all, hope everyone's having a good time here. But so we just got done the exotic car section here, and I'm in love with this concept car. That's absolutely beautiful. And you got that Nevera over there. That all looks nice. But yeah, next we got some other manufacturers: Subaru, Volkswagen, Hyundai. I'm gonna do just a general pan of those areas. So anyway, let's get to it. My fellow YouTubers, look at this absolutely beautiful, stunning 1958 Buick Limited. This is absolutely gorgeous. And the funny thing is I probably wouldn't have paid as much attention to this car last year, just because I really wasn't into classic cars as much as the exotics. But that has definitely changed, as you can see. The funny thing is, my fellow YouTubers, is with these classic cars, I always see something I've never seen before, regardless of all the shows I've been to. This is a Packard Caribbean. And this has got to be the most beautiful color scheme I have seen on a classic car. That is stunning. You got the black, the pink, and the white. Look at this. That is absolutely gorgeous. And then it would be a sin. It would be an absolute sin not to get the interior. So let's see if I can kind of zoom in on that. Oh my goodness, look at that. That is so beautiful. So I'm going to bounce right back to this Buick here. Let's see if we can get the interior of that one. Wow. Oh my goodness. Look at how intricate that interior is. Look at that dash. That is absolutely gorgeous. Look at this beautiful 1957 Cadillac Eldorado. Oh, look at that dark green. I just love how the interior coordinates with the color of the chassis. Let's get that interior there. Oh, that is so beautiful. Hey everyone, so check out this beautiful 1957 Cadillac Eldorado here. And the funny thing, if you want to know a little bit of history, is that Henry Ford actually technically started Cadillac. So the first company he started he had a disagreement with one of the other owners, one of his partners, I believe it was, and he got fed up and he left the company, and he started his own company, and then that company he started became the Cadillac company. So if my history is correct, it was actually Henry Ford that originally started the Cadillac company. And I'll just have to trace the Cadillac roots, but I just know when I was learning about about Ford's history, you know, the first company Henry Ford started eventually became Cadillac. So it's really kind of cool how the histories are intertwined. But in any case, this is just absolutely beautiful and stunning Cadillac Eldorado here. So hey, my fellow YouTubers, I am in absolute heaven right now. I got this gorgeous Packard over here with probably the most beautiful color scheme I've ever seen on any classic car. I got a beautiful Cadillac Eldorado behind me, and then I got this Buick behind me. It's 50s Buick here. I think it's 58. So I got three beautiful classic cars. I'm surrounded by three beautiful classic cars here. So this kind of goes to show that, you know, at least for me, how I've kind of changed since I started on the YouTube channel, and basically now I'm so much more into classics. So sorry, I'm just addicted to classic cars, so I'm just gonna get one last overall pan of these three beautiful classics. Oh, that should be good. Okay, time to eat. All right, my YouTuber friends, I can just feel the envy emanating from the screen there. Eat your heart out, guys. I got some grub from the Athenian Grill. I'm gonna open this baby up. All right, see if I can get this open without splashing it all over myself. Look at this, my friends. Look at this. So basically, you got some shawarma there. It's like a lamb and beef combo. Got some lettuce, tomatoes, onions, olives, hummus, and baba ganoush. So this looks really, really good, and probably as close to healthy as I'm going to get. So time to chow down.
You got chicken nuggets.
And then my mom got something a little less healthy, some chicken tenders with some fries. Those fries look really good, so I'm probably going to dig into those too. So, all right, time to eat. Hey, hope everyone's having a good time. I just had lunch, so I definitely feel better. I'm ready to rock and roll, ready to go get more footage. So, you know, we got Subaru in the background and Volkswagen. Actually, it's Volkswagen in the background. I thought I saw Subaru somewhere. But anyway, there was a lot to cover. So, you know, I keep saying this, but I'm going to probably get a general overview of some of the major auto manufacturers and kind of save more of the footage for the custom section. But anyway, well, let's get rolling. All right. This is Volkswagen. I think that's the ID Buzz.
Moving around the house, we're in fireplaces.
To get people to know. When Aunt Diane passed away, we thought of that joke as one way to honor her. It got attention from the media, which then created.
So now we're sitting inside an ID Buzz. Look at this. The lovely interior here. All right, we'll continue with the overview.
Good afternoon, New York, and welcome to Volkswagen. My name is Danielle, and if you like fun and games, then you are in the right place at the right time.
So this is the Golf R, the new Golf R, and it has 328 horsepower. So it's definitely up from the, I believe, 315 that it had last time. But look at that! I've always loved the Volkswagens, and we're gonna go inside her too. Let's go inside right now. Got a little bit of a exposed carbon fiber in here. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, some of the carbon fiber up on the dash, which I don't remember when I had a GTI. And look at the driver focus controls on the steering wheel. Yeah, this makes me miss having a Volkswagen. Very lovely. So the one thing I want to add is you have carbon fiber accents all throughout just the dash and along the door line. So it's a very nice feature. Look at the lights. That is beautiful. Hey, so check out this beautiful Volkswagen R right behind me. Now, I've owned GTIs before in the past, and I love the way they drive. These cars are so quick, and the one I had was like 200 horsepower, and it was quick. Just a little 200 horsepower, four-cylinder four-banger, and that car was quick. And it, it had leather interior in it. It was just the perfect combination of sport and luxury. And now you have this Golf R at 328 horsepower in a four-cylinder car. So this has got to be a really quick little car. This actually makes me want to get a Volkswagen again. And you have a very, very sporty look, a nice dark blue finish. So it is MSP is at 47. So yeah, definitely going up in price, but not surprisingly. So yeah, this is definitely a car I want to see myself in the future. All right, this is the Toyota section. I loved to play cornhole back when I was living in Western PA. Maybe I should give that a try, who knows. Got some other Toyotas here.
Questions, just let me know. My name is Jerry. You can check us out online, all over social media.
Ooh, those wheels are nice. That's a certainly nice wrap if you're a Mets fan. So check out this wrap Toyota in the Mets garb here. So my friend would love this truck because he's a diehard Mets fan. Now, quick little story. I used to be a Phillies fan. I say used to because I had a bit of a, traumatizing experience when I was younger. There was a player named Juan Samuel, and I can't remember if they were playing against the Mets or not, but Juan Samuel tried to steal a base, and he was going to steal it. He slid past the base, and he got tagged out, and I got so mad I stopped watching baseball. So that's my little baseball story. But anyway, I just wanted to point out this really cool looking truck here with the Mets wrap on it. Okay, we'll say goodbye to that nicely wrapped truck. All right. Got a couple others here. All right. All right, just gonna take a general walk through here. Yeah, there's just a lot to cover, so I'm just gonna keep a general overview, like I've been saying all along. that is hot. It's funny, once in a while I'll see some rides that are actually worth getting more footage of. Like that one over there. This is another one, look at that. Love that aqua color there. Oh, keep going. So I kind of wanted to save the best for last. So check out these about to say MR2. Check out this Supra here. Look at that. And that's me when I was a kid. Wants to get in the car. Can't blame him. But look at the matte black color on this. That is fresh. Yep. And now to entertain my light fetish here. Look at the lights on the Supra. And this is the first time I've seen a Supra in matte black. But that is absolutely sick. So this is the prototype. It's a GR Supra. And look, I just love the red brake calipers and also the red, kind of the red accent on the mirror, on the side mirror. But that is absolutely a stunning and very sporty looking Supra. Here's another prototype in yellow. Also looks very sharp. Yeah, that's a very sporty looking hatch there. Hey, so whoever said Toyotas aren't sporty. So this Supra over here gets 382 horsepower. So this thing probably flies. And that yellow one in the background gets 228. So, you know, still potent. And that white one is a Corolla back there. So I just kind of wanted to point out specifically this matte black Supra, which looks absolutely stunning. Alright, so this is Subaru now. I'm just going to do a general walkthrough of the Subaru section. It's almost like being in a park, like being in some kind of zoological park or something. It's kind of cool.
Hey, I lost him.
So these are all the Subarus, and I apologize to some of you guys that might be interested in Subarus. You know, I tend to err on the side of the exotics and the fancy cars. You know, if you know what I mean. So I'm probably not, you know, giving Subarus due attention. But, you know, hopefully you can appreciate just the overall, you know, show just from this walkthrough. Or the overall Subaru section at least.
Imagine your child going to school without a decent pair of shoes and socks or a warm coat to protect them from the cold. Subaru and its retailers have provided critical items like these to nearly 900.
There we go. Look at the size of that spoiler, my goodness. You think that's overdone a bit? So we go from this absurd looking Subaru with an absurd body kit there. Finishing off here, I think this is the BRZ. Let me see. Yep. So check out this absurd looking Subaru. Look at this body kit here. So, you know, this is probably the sportiest thing I've seen in the Subaru section. But what do you guys think of this spoiler here? Do you think it's appropriate for this car or do you think it's too much? What do you guys think? Alright, we're just going by the Kia section now. See, they have a lot of SUVs. That's a really nice color. Those are interesting lights over there on that Kia. I just love what that passerby said. I don't know if you heard it. He said the downside to Kia is that everybody thinks they're cheap, and then someone said they're built cheap. I don't know about that, but anyway, I think this is a really beautiful looking SUV here. So at least as far as the aesthetics and the design goes, I think Kia has done a really nice job. I don't know much about their pricing and their reliability, but I mean, hey, look, if you're in a new car market, I mean, I think you want to consider all the models, and I think Kia is certainly one that is worth considering. All right, the EV9. Okay, now we're going a little bit more upscale to Audi. And you might see Maserati in the background over there. Yep, there's Maserati. Ooh, look at that wagon there. That is sick looking. That's a really nice spec. So check that out over there. I believe that is a Maserati MC6. I always get the 12 and the 6 mixed up, but I believe that's the V6, the similar one that I drove in Vegas. And the doors go up on it, but look at that color. That is an absolutely beautiful color. And that is definitely one of the sportier Maseratis I've seen. Alright guys, so I wasn't even close. This is the GT2 Stradale. So I don't know too much about this car, but I just love how aggressive it looks. It looks very similar. The body shape looks kind of similar to the MC6 or the MC12. I can't remember which one it was. It was that V6 one that, you know, came out a couple years ago or so. But just look at how aggressive it looks. It looks a lot more aggressive. It's a similar chassis shape, but it's definitely more aggressive in that, especially that hood. Look at that hood. So this is the GT2 Stradale, and actually it was the MC20. That was, I think, the previous model. The chassis looks very similar, so I'm gonna guess it might be the same chassis. I love how the doors go up. And this is the V6. And this car, I think, has 631 horsepower, so it's definitely very potent. So it's kind of similar to the Lamborghini Huracan. Lamborghini Huracan Evo had, I think, around that much, 631 horsepower. But that is just a beautiful color. And it looks really nice with the blue brake calipers too. So that's the engine. It's a V6 that produces 631 horsepower, and more importantly, let's get the inside. Again, just love how the doors go up on this. Just gives it that real exotic feel. And look at the seats. Look at how sporty the seats look. I mean, this looks a lot racier than even some of the other exotics I've seen. So this looks a lot more like, I want to dare I say, like almost like an F1 car. But this has got to be the sportiest interior I've ever seen, actually. So this here is the Maserati Gran Turismo Trofeo. Again, beautiful color. This is not really a car I look at closely. Oh, and it's only because I just kind of prefer the mid-engine, you know, exotics. But this is still a beautiful car. Look at that quad exhaust on her. Going back to this GT2 Stradale, look at, so this whole car is on a carbon fiber monocoque, which I guess isn't surprising. But the big difference you notice is you have a lot more carbon fiber all throughout the car. And then I was talking earlier about, just how much racier the inside looks. And then another feature of this car is basically the big difference between this and the MC20 is the downforce. So you have a lot more downforce in this car, and also comparing it to the McLaren Artura, that also has a 3-liter V6, but it gets the same gas mileage as a hybrid. And this car is not even a hybrid, so that's one of the benefits of this car. I'm going to sit inside this quadruport now. Ooh, look at this! Wow. Oh, look at this. Yeah, this is a nice combination between sport and luxury. And to be honest, this kind of does look more like a touring car to me. Look at this. Again, you have the driver-focused controls. Feels good sitting in here. I could see myself rocking this. Maserati Grand Cabrio. About to go and sit inside her. Yeah, this interior is just so opulent. I think that's the appropriate word. Oops, arm in the way there. But I just love this red, and I just love the accents on the door. Look at that. It's a very, very luxurious cabin here. When Maserati stepping it up. And the last person sitting here had a little trouble getting out, so you have to hit this button over here in order to get out of the Maserati. So you hit the button like that, and boom, voila. And there she is. Beautiful ride. And I love the Trofeo badge on there. Look at that. So this is what the front of the car looks like. Beautiful. Hey everyone, hope you're all having fun. But anyway, I just want to say that Maserati really had an impression on me. So, you know, to be honest, I got my heart set on a McLaren 720S, but that Maserati back there, that GT2 Stradale, really is impressive to me, especially the interior. It's so racy. And then here's a car, this one and the other one that I wouldn't normally look at, but I was impressed by these as well. The interiors were just so luxurious. So even though these cars probably quite aren't as sporty as, say, the 720S or the GT2 Stradale, I mean, they definitely make up for it in luxury. Like the interior of this white one here was just so, as I mentioned, opulent. That's probably the most appropriate word. But both these two cars had beautiful interiors, so kudos to Maserati for stepping the game up. Now we got Volvo. We'll just go through this real quickly here. Volvo over there. Alright. So this here is Dodge Ram.
The side of the patio.
Oh my goodness. Oh wow. The original Chrysler 6. Oh my goodness. Yo, fellow YouTubers, check it out. This is the original Chrysler 6. This was a car that Walter Chrysler was trying to get into the New York Auto Show. So him and his engineers, I think 3 Studebaker engineers, teamed up to make this car. They were trying to, so Chrysler used to be the Maxwell Corporation, and Walter E. Chrysler, who was known as, you know, kind of automotive genius, was called in to revive the Maxwell Corporation. So he came up with the Chrysler 6. And when they made this car, it wasn't allowed at the New York Auto Show because it was only a prototype. It wasn't a production car. So the story that I heard was that Chrysler then was able to find a showroom to showcase this car for everyone to look at. And then, just to make a long story short, the car was ultimately a success. And then actually ultimately, the Maxwell Corporation got turned into the Chrysler Corporation. But that is just so cool to see this car here, guys. Look at this. So first, got to grab that interior. Look at this. Oh, that is so pristine. Look at that. So first and foremost, let's walk around this beautiful Chrysler 6. And the funny thing is, you could probably tell I wasn't going to spend much time with Dodge in the Dodge section because I want to get to the custom section. But boy, I'm glad I saw this though. Wow, what a stunner. So look at what we have here. Look at this. What in the name of all that is heavenly is this? I'm going to pan around her. I know they're talking. Oh, wow. So I'm probably going to mispronounce the heck out of this, but I think this is the Halcyon concept. But look at this. What a stunning design by Chrysler. And I mean, I have a bit of a soft spot for Chrysler just learning about the history and everything, the Walter Chrysler and everything. But wow, what a stunning design. Try to get the interior. I kind of wonder if it's self-driving or something. Look at it. It's not like anything I've ever seen before. Hey, so you're not going to believe this. This is the actual original. This is the actual original prototype. This is the 1924, and it's one of the surviving. There are 4 prototypes, and this was the one that survived. So this is the true, actual Chrysler 6. I cannot believe this, guys. This is so exciting. Look at this thing. Isn't he absolutely a stunner? So props to you. I'm sure Walter E. Chrysler is happy in his grave right now after all the hard work and effort you put into making this car. Beautiful. All right, so now this is the Jeep section. We'll just kind of walk around here. That's a strong looking Jeep we got there. Look at that. So here's Mercedes now. They don't have a very big section, but we'll get what they have. And that's Mercedes. We have a Letech Grenadier Quartermaster right over here. Look at this. I don't blame the guy for getting his pick ticket with it. Look at this. What a stunner. We got Lincoln here. We're good. And that is the Lincoln section. Walk all the way around, see if I can get that bigger one over there. All right, my fellow YouTubers. So I spent a lot of time at Hyundai last time at the DC Auto Show. So I'm probably not going to spend too much time. Well, I don't intend to, but this Hyundai Ioniq is just so stunning looking. You know, as I mentioned before at the last auto show, I love the lights on her. I love this color. I mean, this is just an absolutely beautiful, beautiful ride. I love those wheels. What a gorgeous hatch this is. So these are the Hyundai offerings for the SUVs and crossovers. Now we're going to get some of their just regular passenger cars. We got another crossover there. We'll get that sport one in a second. We got some of the other ones over here. All right. And that is Hyundai. Now look at the size of that spoiler. That has got to be the biggest spoiler I've ever seen. But look at this wrap. And look at this body kit on this Hyundai. Look at this. This has to be the sportiest looking Hyundai I've ever seen. So we got some Dodges here. Oh, look at that. Oh, that is a sick color.
New 16-inch digital instrument cluster as well as a head-up displays available. Standard in the Scat Pack available in the RT Plus group. You'll see all new flat Scat Pack. Yes, this baby cuts perfect donuts. Now, you might not be able to get them to do donut mode. However, you can ride in the all-new Charger Daytona Scat Pack and RT downstairs on our test track. That's right, we've got a whole lineup of professional drivers downstairs. Get downstairs and ride in the all-new Charger Daytona Scat Pack. If you're not ready to go full electric, we do have a few new, exciting, powerful six packs to start with. 350 horsepower Charger 6-pack coming later this year. Packages and design and technology goes in behind the all-new Charger. Let us know if you have any questions. Please enjoy your time here at the Dodge display, and make sure before you leave to sign up.
Just wanted to get this last crossover. I like the color on her. Okay, so now we're at Lucid. Now we are Rolls Royce and Bentley. That is an absolutely beautiful color on that Bentley. I don't think I've ever seen a color like that. Almost looks like an kind of off metallic purple or violet or something. And it's beautiful with the red brake calipers. Look at that. Check out the color in it. Look at the wheels on that. That is stunning looking. Look at that. Just pure opulence and luxury with the rolls, even with the color. Look at that color. I mean, it's not flashy at all, but it's just, like I said, opulent is the only word I can think of. Stunning. So now we are in the Honda section.
Sedan, offering gas or electric, the flagship G90. We also have 5 SUVs.
Bah, the Jets. That's alright. It does look nice on the truck though. I got these already, so I'll just get these two over here and that should be it. Alright. So now we are in the Genesis section. Genesis, in case I mispronounced that, kind of mumbling a little bit. So there was a really sick, I think it was a concept car, Genesis concept car that I saw. I think it was at the Philly Auto Show a long time ago, which I don't suspect they're gonna have here. Oh, maybe they do. No, it's something else. I see something over there that looks pretty sick. So I'll tell you what, even though, you know, I'm not too big into like luxury sedans, these color schemes are really impressive. Like in the blue, this like matte blue with the red brake calipers. Ooh, this is nice. Look at that front grille. Very stylish. So just gonna get this Genesis here. Yeah, this is a beautiful looking color too. Look at that. So I'm going to sound like an old man here, which I am, but it's just impressive me how futuristic the cars look. Like back in the 80s, yes, I said 80s. Back in the 80s, you know, I guess they had, you know, ideas of what a futuristic car would look like then, and just kind of see all that come to fruition now. It's just really something else. But this has definitely got to be one of the most unique and interesting vehicles I've seen. So check this out. This is the Grand Equator. So as I was saying, this has got to be one of the most futuristic looking vehicles I've seen. So it you know, it looks like you know, almost like an SUV. I would call this an SUV, but then it looks kind of sporty in the front, almost like a crossover. So I don't even know what to make of this. I mean, it's just it's really beautiful looking, and I just love the color. More importantly, folks, look at this. Look at this stunning piece of work here. More ass kickery out of Genesis. So Genesis has really impressed me, folks. And boy, am I glad it came out to the New York Auto Show. I was kind of having doubts just coming all the way down from Delaware.
So this
but
is very cool.
yeah, this is very cool. As that gentleman just said, look at this. That is absolutely breathtaking. So here's some Hyundais that we didn't get. Go and get these real quick. All right. Yeah, Hyundai really has stepped up their game. I know I said that a bunch of times already, but can't be stressed enough. You know, Hyundai aesthetics really have stepped up quite a bit. All right, we're gonna go finish up the Hyundai section now.
Here at Hyundai, we have a vehicle for everyone and every lifestyle. For the commercial driver to a family of 8, we have a selection of vehicles with the latest technology and safety features to meet your needs. Even electrification is what you're looking for. You can choose from hybrid, plug-in hybrids, or fully electric vehicles. We have a lot of award-winning electric vehicles such as Ioniq 5, Ioniq 6, Ioniq 5N, and the latest addition to the family, the fully electric.
Alright, so then we should be done the upstairs. We're just gonna get Acura real quick. We're just gonna grab just this collection of Acuras over here, and then that should be it. That should be it for this section. So just for the general part of the car show, you know, your major auto manufacturers, that pretty much should be it. So yep, and we're gonna wrap it up right over here. Hey, I hope everyone's having a good time. So we have just wrapped up the upstairs. I think this is the upstairs, but we have just wrapped up the main section of the car show. Again, so my objective was just kind of get an overview of some of the more quote-unquote normal cars, I guess your everyday, you know, consumer cars. And, you know, I guess I tried to focus a little bit more on some of the classics and some of the exotics and higher-end cars, which I guess isn't surprising if you know, follow my channel. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the content. We're going to go downstairs now. Let's go. Hey, how's it going, everybody? So, there was a chance that I may actually post this footage first. So anyway, let me back up a little bit. So, technically, I just got done the upstairs, which is the just all your regular manufacturers and kind of your latest and greatest regular passenger cars. And now we're in the specialty exhibit section. So in case I end up posting it first, I'll just introduce myself. I'm Bistrigini. For those of you who don't know me, I provide all car content. I basically cover classics, customs, exotics, rat rods, lowriders, pretty much most of what they have in this section here. So, but anyway, yeah. So pretty big, pretty big show. There's a lot to cover. So I'm going to go ahead and start getting some cars now. Let's get to it. So check out this exhibit here, man. Rusty Nuts. Look at this. I just talked to the owner. Owner's really cool, and he was joking with me about how he's really not too Instagram or YouTube savvy. And to be honest, I'm not either. I've kind of learned YouTube and I've gotten better at it. I'm not Instagram savvy at all, though I'm kind of trying to pick it up. Look at that. rusty nuts. So that is sick. I was telling them about that show, about the what was it, Run to the Sun show in South Carolina, where they have, you know, okay, I'm gonna keep going here, but that was absolutely sick. Yeah, and I wish I can kind of give more attention to that, but I gotta kind of keep going here. Ooh, pristine, look at that. So, you know, guys, to be honest, I kind of wonder if you need 2 days for the auto show, just because I kind of like to try to get things in more detail, and I had to kind of, you know, do really a more rough overview for a lot of the audio manufacturers upstairs. Sorry. And anyway, let's stop mumbling here. But this here's a really nice display here. Look at that vet there. Looks like a C2 there. All right. We got the old school police car. Beautiful. And I think, I'm not sure if this is rusty nuts also, but that's a beautiful, I think, is that a Ford? But that's a sweet ride though, look at that. So check this out, you got a 765 LT, and right behind that, a Lamborghini Revuelto. Look at this. So there's the 765, and look at that Lamborghini Revuelto. I just wish I could get kind of a better shot of it. I'm gonna try to get a little closer. But yeah, you just cannot, you can't overstate how beautiful that Revuelto is. All right, we'll just keep going along here. Those are some hot looking scooters there. Look at that. Model EV29. Beautiful. Here's Blue Street Exotics. It's funny, I kind of had to maneuver around people. That's kind of why I did that. But look at that R8. So this is Blue Street Exotics, and you got really strong, you got the strong Rolls Royce there, and you got a beautiful Audi R8. All right, so we'll just get what's in this row over here. Look at that. Is that an Acura NSX? Look at that. All right. That is one beautiful gold bug. As they say, old is gold. And this is known as Bill the Beetle. Very lovely. Nice rapid R8 over there. That black one with petrol works. Ooh, look at that Datsun, or Toyota, sorry. Oh, that is stunning. My goodness. So this, my friends, is a 1983 Toyota Corolla. That is absolutely beautiful. All right. We're gonna get this row over here. Sorry. It was funny, as I'm filming this, I'm kind of looking back towards the car, so I'm not really looking in the direction I'm going. It seems like the best way, the way the cars are angled to get the car, so that's kind of what I'm trying to do here. Ooh, look at this, wow. That's a strong looking Mazda, look at that. This is one serious Honda Accord here. Got a really serious paint there. Looks like the wheels are slightly stanced. Oh, that's beautiful. Let's keep moving. That is a nice looking Porsche. Look at that. Look at the size of that spoiler. And actually, I really want to get this CRX here because this looks very similar to the one I saw. This looks very similar to the one I saw at that open meet in Turnersville. Doesn't it? Look at it. It looks like that Honda DX. Look how beautiful that is in red. Look at that. Yeah, you know what, guys? I just love the custom section. Like, so in Philly, they call it Custom Alley at the Philly Auto Show. Here, I guess it's called Specialty Exhibits. And look at the stance action from that Lexus. But yeah, I kind of like to spend more time down here. A little bit on a tight schedule because we're going back all the way down to Delaware tonight rather. So just, you know, gonna just kind of do overview. With just so many beautiful works of art here. Oh, look at that. Oh, wow. Now, that is a gorgeous wrap. Ooh, that carbon fiber hood. Look at that. My goodness. So you got some more custom cars, some Euro Sport cars. That car was gorgeous on that Beamer. Look at that. Ooh, what a sick Fiat that is. Let's see if I can get all three in there. Oh, that is a gorgeous green. Wow. that Beamer, wow. Hey, that wasn't the best spot for that Beamer, behind that big pole over there, because you want to get more, you know, if you're me, you want to get more footage of it, but I'm glad with the footage I got. Ooh, look at this Benz. Those old school wheels, look at that. Ooh, look at this. So I'll tell you what, I don't think that the specialty exhibit is quite as large as the Customs Alley in Philly, but they definitely have some really stunning rides here. Look at this. Yeah, I personally think it's absolutely worth it to come to the New York City Auto Show, to the New York Auto Show. It really is. I mean, I hear all these bad things about it's getting smaller, and yeah, they're not like they used to be, but I don't know, I just disagree. I think you guys got to come down here because there's always something to see. Old school Beamer, is this 650, I think? Maybe an 850. It's beautiful no matter what it is. Now that is a gorgeous color. I'll tell you what, guys, I just love the greens. Like no matter what shade of green it is, it's gonna be beautiful. Ooh, and you got the plaid interior too. Oh. With the smaller model on top. That is one beautiful Beamer. And so is this one. Hey, hope everyone's having a good time here. So, yeah, this is the specialty exhibit here, this whole section over there. I honestly kind of wanted to get up a little more up and close and personal with these cars, but I guess just the way they're set up, I'm going to end up getting just kind of more of an overview. Hey, sorry about that. So anyway, continuing with what I was saying, so yeah, I kind of did want to get a little more up close and personal with these cars, but just the way they're set up, you can't really do that. So the best I could do is kind of overview, but you know, hopefully I'm able to capture just, you know, just what kind of cars they have down here. And they're just a lot of really cool cars. So I mean, if you guys just love cars in general, then I think you definitely want to come to the New York Auto Show. It definitely is worth it. I mean, yeah, I drove a bit of a ways, you know, and just one night coming down here. I think there's a little bit more left to go, so I'm going to go ahead and finish up and get the rest of these cars. Let's get to it. So I just want to try and get those cars. That is nice. That Beamer's hot. That is one sick color. Look at that. So I'm going to pan the camera this way. I think it might be a little bit better. Oh my Lord. Look at that. Look at that wrap. Now that is cool, and that is a really cool color for this vintage police car. Look at this. Wow. Let's keep going here. So definitely a big, strong shout out to New York's finest, NYPD. Beautiful police cars here. Look at that. We'll get the SUVs now. Yeah, this is no joke. Let's get the front of this. Big respect to New York's bravest. Let's take a look at this behemoth. Thanks, appreciate it. And very, very cool to see this at the auto show. Look at this, my friends. All right. So I wanted to get this van as I was walking by, so in case I didn't, that's another pan of it. Emissions. Yeah, I just love this vintage transportation bus here. This is so cool looking. And you know what's frustrating is that I actually did post a short of it and it didn't get that many hits. And I'm like, come on, you guys, you gotta appreciate a little bit of history here. I mean, this is actually beautiful. Maybe I'm just old or something. Maybe but actually, it's a funny thing. Most of my viewers are actually 65 and older. I think that's my biggest demographic, oddly enough. So come on, you guys gotta respect the old school bus, man. Come on. Hey guys, hope you're all having fun. Check out this old school retro vintage transportation bus from back in the day, repping New York City. This thing is so cool. And what's so funny is that, you know, I posted a short of this, I think last year I saw this, and it didn't get that many hits. I'm like, come on, you guys, man, you gotta respect a little bit of history here. I mean, I love the color scheme on this, and again, maybe I'm just older, so I'm appreciating older things, who knows? But I don't know, I just love this beautiful bus, and I just wanted to give a shout out to this bus. The Postal Police. That's kind of a cool name, the Postal Police. I think, is that for police trying to address people that go postal? I'm joking, I don't know what it is for, but it's just cool to see here. We got the Marine Hummer, that's strong, look at that. Oh man. Look at that. Oh, I think we're getting pretty close to done here. I don't know if I got this already. This does not look familiar. That is a really cool color. Oh, with the yellow brake calipers too. That is absolutely sick. Oh, yellow and red. Look at that. That's the first time I've seen this different color brake calipers. So that's a Rapid I saw earlier that I kind of wanted to get. Might maybe get some more footage of that. Look at that wrap. That is one stunning wrap. Look at that. And then if I keep moving along, look at this one. This is another really cool wrap. And look at the wheels on that. Man, that is absolutely stunning. All right, moving on. Look at this Mitsubishi. I just love those wheels. Those wheels are sick. from Pennsylvania too, of all places. You know, I think I did get this Lexus, but I'm gonna get it again. I just love those stance wheels. And I think this is one where I was kind of talking about how I kind of prefer the custom cars over your regular passenger cars, at least when it comes to getting footage, you know, at these auto shows. You know what, I got this, but I'm gonna get it again because I think there were some people in front of me. Look at this hood, look at this. This is, wow. I just love how you have the import and then the domestic. That is sick. The Buick. Oh, look at that, so fresh. Yeah, check out this turbocharged Buick. This thing is absolutely sick. And I totally get Monte Carlo vibes. And I hate to say it kind of trips me up. When I see cars like this, I always think Monte Carlo. And I know you Buick, any of you Buick guys are probably like just looking to totally roast me on that. But in any case, wow, what a strong looking Buick. And I definitely got this already, but I want to get it again. Again, I think there were just a lot of people around. And I want to see if I can get the interior. So I'm going to try to pan it on here. You can kind of see the cool looking gauge cluster there. So it's just a couple of finishing touches before we head back upstairs. Just gonna get this Z6 Corvette here. Alright, not quite done yet. I want to get these behemoth vehicles here. It's funny, just when you thought you saw it all, there's always like some more to see. And I'm pretty sure now this should be it. So I was wrong. I thought that we were done. There are a couple of these, and since I'm here, I might as well go ahead and get them. The Overlander Park, that's what this is called, the section's called. So I gotta get the 765 LT with the doors up. Look at that. You got those F1 style doors here. So the funny thing is I'm actually trying to get a thumbnail here. Oh my god, that's so stunning. I just can't get enough of this Mercury here. It's absolutely stunning. Hey, what's up everybody? So I thought this would be an ideal spot to go ahead and do my wrap up here. So this was the whole, this was the specialty section. I can't remember the name of it, I'm drawing a blank. But in any case, I thought this would be a perfect spot to kind of wrap things up, at least for the bottom part of the auto show. There are a couple more cars, a couple more sections of cars I got to get. But this is a beautiful 765 LT here. You know, again, the only thing I kind of wish was that the cars were laid out in a way where I can get better footage. Of course, kind of my selfish YouTube thought process there. But in any case, yeah, we're gonna go and get some of the cars upstairs, and then that should be a wrap. All right, let's go. So check out this 1970 Subaru 360. It very much looks like a Fiat. You know what's funny? It kind of reminds me of the Nissan PAO. The PAO, whatever that was. But look at that. That's such a beautiful looking car. Actually, it kind of gives you Volkswagen vibes from the front, like the bug vibes from the front. Look at that. And then continuing along, we have a 1991 Subaru Legacy Turbo. And of course, you guys remember this 2004 Subaru WRX STI. Look at that. So sorry guys, I lied. We're not quite done yet with the Subaru section here. So this one here is a 2015, same model, WRX STI. You got 2015. Next you have a 2019. You can see how the body's kind of changed, can become a little more aggressive. And look at the 24. Look at the, see the lights on that, the 24. And back to 2017. Look at that with the green brake calipers. So I'm just going to do a general walk down again. Just walk by all these cars, kind of going back in time. You can see how the body changes, and you can see how the body of the car is more aggressive. You know, the more modern you get. All right. Walk by these cars now. Oh, and I'm still in love with this one. A 1970, man. It's hard to outdo that one. At least from the perspective of an old fart like me. Look at that. Beautiful. So hey everyone, so that's the inside. That's kind of the main area where you have the all your major manufacturers. Here are some of the beautiful old school classics that I got earlier, and that's the exit. We're gonna be heading out there shortly, but not until I get this beautiful, gorgeous truck here. Look at this. And this is a Mack, so I have not heard of this. That is beautiful. So this truck here is a 1925 Mack, part of the Mack Trucks Historical Museum in Allentown. We'll have to check that out. Let me pan back out a little bit. So this is the Mack truck. Now I've heard of Mack truck. Now it's coming to me, I think, you know, but I just never knew they made something like this. I thought this would be like kind of fall under like a Ford Model T or some Ford model or something. So I guess it kind of still shows a bit of my ignorance, I hate to say, but this is absolutely stunning. Wow. So this is a very, very interesting row of cars here. And I saw this when I came in, and I wanted to jump on this. You're gonna see in a second why. So you got this Porsche, you got a Chevy, and look at what we have next to the Chevy. You got a Bugatti Veyron, 2006 Bugatti Veyron that just kind of shattered everything and just shook the whole supercar world. Look at this. And those of you that follow cars closely know how absolutely epic this car is. So I'm gonna start here and just kind of walk my way down here. We got a 1999 Acura NSX, followed by a 1981 DMC DeLorean. Back to the Future vibes. Look at that. And then next to the DeLorean, you got a 1979 Pontiac Trans Am. This was my dream car growing up. And then, a 63 Corvette split window. And this is the only model where they had the split window too. And look at that, you got two of them. Wow, what an exhibit. So then right next to the pair of 1963 split window Vettes, you got a gorgeous 1955 Mercedes. Look at that. Oh my goodness. You know, so while we're kind of waiting for some other spectators, just kind of go do a quick little pan here. Oh, that Benz is absolutely beautiful. And then right next to that, you got a 47 Mercury 8. Oh, and you finish off real strong here. Let's keep moving here. Oh, look at that Mercury 8. My goodness, that's gorgeous. This is a 1947 Mercury 8 convertible. Ooh, a 1933 Pierce Arrow. Look at this. Wow. So I gotta do a pan here. This might be even a better thumbnail. 1927 Dodge Brothers. Look at this. Standard 6. This looks very much like the car I saw at the Mopar Museum. Let's see if I can get a good thumbnail. That could be a perfect thumbnail. Look at that. And then right next to the Dodge Brothers car is a 1910 Ford Model T. Look at this. Oh, wow. And then last but not least, you have a 1909 Cadillac Model 30 Demi Tonneau. And I probably mispronounced the heck out of it, but who cares? Look at that Cadillac. Oh my goodness. Just wow. So we're just gonna get the rest of this beautiful 1909 Cadillac. Oh, boy, that is a stunner. What a way to finish off. Boy, very impressive. Hey everyone, hope you're all having a good time, and I hope you enjoyed this video of the New York Auto Show for 2025. So this section right here is the, I believe this is the classic car section. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but in any case, I think it's a very, very strong way that we finished off this video and all the footage that we got today. And I hope you guys enjoyed it, because again, you know, most of it was kind of overview, just because, you know, I had to cover a lot just in one day. And just the way a lot of the cars were laid out, particularly downstairs, they were kind of laid out in a way where you really couldn't get too close to them, which is okay. I'm just kind of glad I was able to get what I got. But in any case, I hope you guys enjoyed the footage. And there's going to be a lot more, you know, I'm going to have a lot more, I'm going to be attending a lot more car events. So, you know, I'll be posting more videos. So certainly keep a lookout for those. So anyway, hey, if you guys don't know me, my name is Bistrigini. I post exotic car content, classic car content, custom car content. So follow me, like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.